All right, good morning. Today's Wednesday, hump day, as they say. And today, what's on my mind is focus. And there's a couple elements to this. You know, the acronym they often use for focus, I don't know who they is, but some people, is focus on one course until success. And this is very timely and appropriate because, you know, my aspirations have always been in regards to film and creating creatively, right? And so, however, a challenge I've been having is as I'm putting more energy into training people and getting more knowledgeable there and enjoying it, mind you. I enjoy the process of getting better at something, and I encourage everyone to attempt to get better at something. The progress is what leads to happiness and fulfillment. And so I do feel that in regards to getting better as a trainer, but I find that my energy and my attention is being more and more drawn to training as opposed to creating. And then when I get to the point where I create, you know, because I do segment blocks of time towards that, it's like doing a workout without warming up. It's like, yeah, I'm doing something, but my focus is elsewhere. I'm trying to just kind of get through it and move on to something else. And that's a bit of a challenge in terms of managing different interests. And so I'm working on figuring out a process for that. If you have any ideas, drop them in the comments. Whether that's relegating it to more on the weekends, I'm not sure. But I think the best way is to consistently work on it, right? Like I've done some things in the past. I started a podcast in 2018, right? Had I stuck with the podcast, by now I would be doing full-time podcasting. Like I could have potentially achieved great success with that because I was getting momentum. I was doing a lot of them. I was getting better at them. And that's one example. And there's a couple different elements, a couple different similar examples I can give you of things I've done where I work on it, then I drop it, work on something else, drop it, work on something else, drop it. And so David Deida in The Way of the Superior Man talks about purpose being like an onion, like a series of concentric circles. And once we fulfill our purpose in a certain area, we just kind of know. We're like, okay, time to move on to something else. So I almost feel like me creating in my 0.5 and that is like almost like a further circle that's out that I'm not quite at yet, that I can work on or work towards. I'm not going to stop working on it. You know, I've been getting success, gaining momentum with it, but I'm not at the point yet to make that my main focus. And that's something you have to figure out on your own. What do I have to focus on? And I would say too, one of my biggest distractions has been women in the past, right? And a piece of advice that a buddy of mine gave me recently was don't take any women in LA seriously. And maybe I'm triggering people if anyone's watching this, like, well, what do you mean? Well, that's not right. Let me explain. If you take a woman or anything or any person too seriously in the sense that all your energy and focus is going towards that person as opposed to building your business, working on yourself, doing things that will benefit you irregardless of whether or not that person, situation, things in your life, you're going to set yourself up for failure. Because even if that thing, that person, blah, 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 is really great, doesn't mean they're always going to be there. And also, people want someone who's working on bettering themselves, who's making themselves more valuable. And so he said that to me, and I've kept that in mind as I interact with people throughout my day. I kind of remind myself, don't take this too seriously. Don't take this too seriously. And it's been a good way to kind of put me back on track. Because distractions come in all shapes, sizes, and forms, and sometimes they're pretty beautiful forms. And if you're not keeping your eye on the goal, it's easy to get thrown off the path here. So hopefully you've resonated with some of that, and I definitely encourage you, if you don't know what to focus on, think about what you don't want in your life. I don't want X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. And then what you want is the opposite of those things. And then pick 1 to 3. And I've been discussing this with my buddy Seb recently. Even like 3 can be challenging, right? So the fewer, the better. If you can set one goal for yourself, phenomenal. Do that. But I'm even reminding myself here, it's like I work out a couple days a week. That's a block of time I work on fitness, as my personal fitness, as a goal. That's still enough time to make consistent progress. If I'm tracking, if I'm working towards a certain goal, it's still enough time. So right now I'm in a bit of a time management phase where I'm trying to manage my priorities, but I'm confident that it will get figured out, get achieved, and that's what I have for you this Wednesday morning. Hopefully you have a great and productive day, and I shall see you on the next video. Peace.